and welcome back into the channel. It's the third installment on SQU Sakhal. I'm at my stash house and I'm ready to make a loot run. And it dawned on me in the last episode that I've had a box of nails go missing. So I do believe I'm having some visitors and I'm not going to be able to leave my loot here. Temporarily, yeah, but before I log out, we're definitely going to have to come back here and bag up all of my building supplies, specifically the nails, and log out with them. Alright, it's time for a little hack and slash. It's really too bad that Bohemia couldn't incorporate a little flexibility in combat with a knife. I'd be happy with a progression into ability to unlock combos. Hey, and that's what we're looking for. Nails and a saw, mainly. Chelating tablets, take those. These garages are like a cornucopia. You never know what you're going to get inside. You can find anything from helmets, gloves, pants, jackets, and/or building supplies. Sometimes even handguns. And that's entirely dependent on how close you are to PD. Well, if anything, I'm getting my time in on the hack and slash practice. Hey, how you doing? Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the sons of York, and all the clouds that lord upon our house, and the deep blossoms of the ocean buried. Shakespeare's Richard III. Yeah, I'm a little envious. I can't find what I need, and I know others have it. It's my own fault for even alluding that I needed a saw. And I know Daisy's being Daisy, and it's going to remove it from the field for a good while. And then when I find one, I'll find a second one. I really don't think there's an algorithm working in the background doing this, but it wouldn't fucking surprise me. And even though I grumble and complain about it, I'm addicted to it. The loot, the search, the challenge. To start off with nothing and build yourself a little home, and then keep it for as long as you can. And as I search for the necessary building supplies to even start a base, now I'm debating whether I'm going to use the stash house for one or not. There's too many points of entry, and judging by the time it's taking me to find the necessary materials to build one gate, I don't think multiple is in the cards at the moment. I'm going to have to settle on a place with one point of entry. Another stack of 66. Doing this as a group would be much easier, as you could delegate responsibilities and focuses. Even a duo would help, but a solo, you're doing it all on your own. Now, doing exactly what I'm doing as a solo, stash and go, is the way to go. However, my initial stash, I picked a poor location. It was found too easy, and now I'm down a box. Yeah, I found 3 on this run, but I was down 1. Wow, you make dying look good. Thank you, sir. Might as well throw these supplies in the circus in here. Someone might need them. I'm not quite sure if I'm just focused to task or a sucker for punishment, because I'm not finding anything I need and I just keep moving forward. I'm getting further and further away from town. I may have to go back and collect my stuff and move to a different town. And then the silver lining. I do need the 4-dial. I'll have to shift some inventory space to make room for it, but we're taking it. Well, as it turns out, there is no inventory space for it, so I'm running with it in my hands for now, but I think it's a good time to head back to the stash, collect our building supplies, and perhaps set up a new stash. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm pretty sure that the solution to my inventory issue is through my stomach. I have some food in this protective case that we can probably stand to get rid of. These 2 items alone take up 8 inventory spaces. I don't know why chips and crackers are so big. I can understand this jar. And I do this to myself every time. I just got hands free, and what do? I pick up a hammer and run with it in my hands. Well, that barbed wire is a tad more important than this hammer. We'll take that. Well, I might as well dump the barbed wire in the peat coat and grab the peat coat if I'm going to be collecting stuff on the way home. There's always something. Not too far from the stash house now, and none too soon. Sun's going down, and I'm getting cold. Well, finally back at the stash house, and we have fuel for fire in hand. We'll head upstairs and pick through our loot, see what we have, see what we need, and where to go from here. You know, there's nothing like a winter sunset to pop out those violets in the sky. Beautiful. Time to get all the eggs in one basket and see what we have. Alright, toss it all into this mountain bag. And we have the rope, we have the wire, we have the shovel. We have at least 3 boxes of nails. We have a hammer, a hatchet, and a code lock. I think the only thing that we're missing at this point now is handheld pliers and a saw. Once we acquire those 2 items, we have a green light to build. However, I don't think I'm going to build here in this stash house. This location has been compromised. Obviously, someone is helping themselves to my loot. They're only taking the nails, thankfully. But it can't continue. And, like I said, with the frequency I'm finding the building supplies, there are too many points of entry in this building to worry about. I need to find a location that has 1 entrance. But the priority at the moment, tend to fire. We need to warm these old bones up. DayZ is a game that is enjoyed by a wide facet of individuals and play styles. But for me, it seems the ones that most enjoy it are the introverts, the ones that seek solitude and are comfortable in that silence. And I myself are one of those introverted, well, extroverted introvert, if there is such a thing. I'm quite social, but I'm quite private as well. I do enjoy the game in groups, however, it's most enjoyed as a solo. I find groups are just too noisy sometimes, and I need room to concentrate. I also find life in DayZ as a solo twice as challenging. And you know what? I almost forgot. I have a backpack stashed just in the foyer beyond this door. And I'm hoping it hasn't decayed. There it is. That's some special goodies. Goodies that I don't know if I'm going to keep, but they're drip nonetheless. All I really have in here actually is a ghillie cloak. Not very practical, neither is the ghillie suit. No inventory space. They're heavy. They're noisy. But if you catch someone in a prone position, laying in the bush, chances are they're not going to see you. I wouldn't wear it necessarily unless I didn't plan on coming back. I definitely wouldn't be wearing it out on a loot run, that's for sure. It's more like attire for seek and destroy, which in itself has its own fun. I've spent too long too far away from fire sorting through kit, playing around, and I barely get out of the cold, and my fire starts to die as I go through my loot one last time. Satisfied with what I have in my hand and what's left in the barrels that I don't mind losing. All of that stuff are non-essential. I can now safely log off knowing my time invested won't be in vain. A brand new day and a brand new plan. Well, not brand new, entirely. Not far from here I have a tent stash. Well, I had a tent stash. We'll go and check and see if that's still there, and if so, we'll make preparations and setting up a new stash location, somewhere where it's not near a point of interest where it's going to be found. Can always use more barbed wire. If I can't use it for building, I can break it down into just wire and make some snare. The tent is just up on this hill, hidden in a small group of trees. All right, we are in bee's knees. Break this tent down, move it to a stash location, bibbity bobbity boo. And then the search continues for the last remaining pieces to the puzzle. Pliers and a handsaw. But I have a logistic issue. I'm going to have to take this bag and drop it off where I plan on stashing the tent. I'm overgeared and can't carry everything. Bum, bum, bum. Now, where oh where to hide this bag? Alright, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stash it somewheres off of this pole, which is the first pole down from that radio tower. I need to do this for myself so I don't lose shit. I got a bad memory. Well, selective memory. I'll just drop it in these bushes. Now, when I come back, just need to locate that pole, and then I find my bag. And if I can't find this pole, which shouldn't be too hard in itself, I do have that radio tower as a reference. Now, I was going to go secure the tent, but I think I'm going to drop into this valley and loot up a little bit first. Because it's a little known fact, you fail at every attempt you don't take. Now I know I'm not going to find what I'm looking for within houses. I'm looking for saws and pliers. They're going to be in sheds, garages, cars, things of that nature. However, there are a few people online, and if we have a nail thief roaming around, I need to check for activity. And most times, you find that activity in discarded loot left in houses. Barrel storage, or more importantly, to the freezing cold, a fire barrel. I'm just going to place it in here to try and conceal it. We'll come back for it at a later date. Well, it appears we have more than a few infected that heard that barrel drop. And one thing I can caution you, if you need to fight infected, try to pull them inside of a house so you're not exposed. I know a lot of players would love to take advantage of another player deep in the thralls of combat with an infected to walk in for a cherry kill. And if you can manage, pull them away one by one. All that for a few chelating tablets. And due to my own neglect, not paying attention to where it came from, not sure where I'm going. It only lasts a moment, then I'd get my bearings again. CR527. The one I have is in better condition, but I will take the rounds. And I might as well throw it in the bush so no one else can sneak up behind me and use it on me. And I'm not going to lie, some of these infected blend really well within their environment. She's all earth tone. I didn't even see her in that bush. And I'm also not going to lie, I'm getting extremely desperate for a saw and pliers, and frustrated that I can't find what I'm looking for. Just what the tailor ordered, a new jacket. I would have preferred the gray one on the ground, but it's just as shambled as mine. But more importantly, I do believe it's time to take break and light fire. Getting cold and thirsty, I don't want it to perpetuate into a cough due to cold. The good news, I can get straight to eating. All my food is thawed already. You know, the more I look at that gray quilted jacket, the more I want it. I do believe I'm going to have to crack open the purse and spend my sewing kit. I really didn't want to use it, especially on that puffy jacket I had. But this gray quilted, it'll do just fine. And since I have it out, I might as well fix other things that I have. It'll help me keep my heat buff. Well, time to bid adieu to this cozy little shack, continue on my search for my supplies. Medium tent. I'll snap this up, could put it to use. It may eliminate a step, and I might not have to go get that tent that I have set up on the hills. Well, there's quite a few around here. Oh, he's seen me. Clever little monkey. Let's take him inside and beat him with the club. Now, let's try this again, shall we? Far too many infected for me to be running around with this tent in my hand. I'm going to stash it right here in the bush, collect it later, so I can be hands-free, or at least have my gun in my hands. Well, back down into the belly of the beast. We're not too far from the stash house. Well, my original plan was to loot up and wrap around back to the stash house, collect a few more things, head up to the bag, grab the tent, and set up my stash in a new location. But I got a little bit of daylight left. I think I'm going to cross the ravine and search the other side of the valley. A Golden Diego. Not my favorite gun. Hey, Sparky. Sparky the plug. You know, at a quick glance, this monotony to the average person may be boring. However, it's the thrill of the hunt, the challenge of survival, and the oddities. Yeah, I meant to pull out my knife. I'm beating this poor bastard with a lockpick. And we gotta fix that. Hold up, he's got some human meat. What party were you at, buddy? Well, I'm too far away to carry that home. And another medium tent. Just grab this and set it around back. Alright, just to give you reference to where we are, that radio tower over there, that's where our bag is, and the tent. So we're going to wrap back across this valley and head to. Let's dip into this church and take a look-see. You know what? I am looking for a one-door entry base. I wonder. You know, one could just bar that door off and then build from within as you go. That way there, I wouldn't be so stressed to get multiple points of entry secured at once. Definitely food for thought. But for now, we need to get where we need to be because the sun ain't long in the sky. Let's light this broom up, see if we can't retain some heat. It's getting cold out here. Leather repair kit. We can take care of this vest and our boots. Are you getting a sense of deja vu? Well, you should. We've already been through this area in this episode. We're making our way back, and we're getting very close. I'm getting close to the stash house, so I think I'm going to drop my light so I can run with a gun. If I do have a nail thief, chances are I might catch him in the act. Yeah, even better. We'll mess with someone. If they happen to come by, they'll wonder what the what. Another Diego. Hands in the air, nobody move. Oh, there's nobody here. Well, I'll need that code lock more than I'll need either one of these Diegos. So, I'm going to shit can both of them. And it's getting kind of late for my session. I'm going to have to log soon. So I think I'm just going to run up, grab my bag, head back down to the stash house, and start again tomorrow. And as I look down the hill, I notice that flare still burning bright on top of that car. And before I head off to the stash house, I think I'll make sure the tent is where I left it. And safe and sound back at the stash house, we'll collect some sticks for a fire, head upstairs, and get cozy. Lucy, I'm home. Hey, remember I Love Lucy? Ricky Ricardo. Your dude. Smooth. Alright. A secret stash shitter house. First order of business, craft one of these barrels into a fireplace. And full circle we've come. Right back to where we started off today, and not much further ahead. A couple boxes of nails, some barbed wire, 4-dial, hammer. All useless until we find that almighty saw and a set of pliers. Alright, I highly doubt we're going to see any spark on the roof, but might as well go check. Nope, not one bit of evidence that there's a burning barrel below. However, that torch that I put on top of that car, it's still burning bright. Well, that's it for me for this one. It's enough disappointment for one run. I think what I'll do is lock myself in here with kit in hand and get a fresh start tomorrow. So come on back for episode 4.